A US B-2 strategic bomber has carried out a training strike in northern Norway, near Russia's Arctic waters. The test was aimed at demonstrating the capabilities of the new QUICKSINK anti-ship bomb, which can hit both stationary and moving vessels. The details were revealed by Newsweek. The launch took place on September the 3rd in the Norwegian Sea near the island of Andøya, about 590 kilometers from the Russian-Norwegian border. The test took place in parallel with the operation of a US-NATO naval group in the Barents Sea, where the Allies were monitored by the Russian military. According to the US Air Force, the aircraft was equipped with 2 types of JDAM bombs before taking off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, the 226-kilogram GBU-38 and the 2-ton GBU-31 modified for the QUICKSINK program. The new system allows the JDAM to receive an updated seeker module and hit maritime targets with high accuracy. The American Research Center emphasizes QUICKSINK is a response to the need to quickly neutralize dangerous maritime threats in different regions of the world. Photos released by the Norwegian military captured the moment the munition was dropped. Footage taken through the submarine's periscope showed the impact with the target ship. The US Air Force confirmed that the bomber was carrying both types of munitions, but that the GBU-31 variant was used for the attack. This test was at least the 3rd in a series of tests. The B-2 previously used a 2,000-pound version of QUICKSINK during exercises in Hawaii in July 2024 and used a 500-pound version in Florida earlier this year. With a payload capacity of up to 18 tons, the aircraft can carry dozens of these munitions and operate against targets deep in enemy defenses. The 53rd Wing Press Service of the US Air Force noted, the B-2 played a quick role, using QUICKSINK guided munitions to destroy a maritime target. In addition to testing the weapons, the mission confirmed the aircraft's advantages: stealth, range and flexibility in choosing a payload, as well as its growing role in maritime operations. The US Air Force Lab added, Project QUICKSINK is aimed at creating a low-cost way to achieve torpedo-like attacks from the air, but at a much higher speed and over a wider area than a submarine can afford. It is not yet known whether the US plans to equip other aircraft with these weapons, but experts believe that the US military will continue to build up anti-ship capabilities to deter Russia and China. German police say they have identified the likely perpetrators of the September 2022 Nord Stream 1 and 2 gas pipeline bombings. The explosions released 350,000 tons of methane into the Baltic Sea and sparked a major geopolitical crisis, initially raising suspicions about the Kremlin, the Telegraph reports. According to investigators, the operation, allegedly called Diameter, was carried out by a group of 6 Ukrainian individuals. The key figure has been identified as Sergei K., a 49-year-old retired Ukrainian naval captain and former Secret Service officer who was detained by Italian police at a beach resort on the Adriatic Sea. He is scheduled to be extradited to Germany. The operation required a high level of preparation. 4 members of the team were experienced deep-sea divers who planted explosives on the seabed at a depth of 80 meters. For this, they rented the yacht Andromeda, which looked like an ordinary tourist boat. The bombs were planted near the Danish island of Bornholm using high-grade military explosives. The investigation has established a range of evidence linking the suspects. Fingerprints, DNA, border control video cameras, mobile phone records, and statements from a taxi driver who was used for transportation. There are also suspicions of official assistance, including a car registered to a military attaché at the Ukrainian embassy in Poland. German prosecutors have issued arrest warrants for all 6 suspects, who are charged with jointly causing an explosion, unconstitutional sabotage, and destruction of infrastructure. The value of the damaged pipelines is estimated at £20 billion sterling, and the budget for the operation was only about $300,000. The Ukrainian government denies authorizing the operation. According to the Wall Street Journal, President Volodymyr Zelenski allegedly tried to intervene, but the unit was already operating in deep cover, and former Commander-in-Chief Valery Zaluzny, now ambassador to London, allegedly ignored his instructions. Experts say the attack has served as a wake-up call to Western countries about the fragility of their energy infrastructure. NATO is being forced to improve pipeline protection and use drone surveillance and other measures, says Ed Arnold of the Royal United Services Institute. If convicted, Sergei K. risks a long prison sentence, but upon returning to Ukraine, he could be considered a national hero. One of the commanders of the Chechen unit Akhmat, Bekan Yunusov, call sign AID, spoke about the problems of the Russian occupation forces in the use of drones. He stated that Ukraine significantly surpasses the Russian armed forces in the issue of using UAVs on the battlefield. The enemy should not be underestimated. It is a mistake to think that we have an advantage everywhere. This is not the case, Yunusov noted. His unit operates in the Sumy region of Ukraine, and there, according to AID, the Ukrainian armed forces have given the occupiers a drone hell. At the same time, according to him, the Ukrainians are very actively using HIMARS and ATACMS missiles. Even the dugouts of our positions are being destroyed by the Himari. The enemy is successfully striking at the plantings. They have no problems with this, he said. Yunusov paid special attention to fiber optic FPV drones. Russia was a pioneer in their use, but Ukraine quickly caught up and even overtook the Russian Federation in the number of such devices. Only my position was hit by 87 drones, about 30 of them fiber optic. This does not include artillery and night attacks by Baba Yaga, emphasized the commander of the Kadirovites. Tours in Ukraine. He noted that the Ukrainians have built a very powerful and modern drone control system, which the Russian armed forces can only dream of. In addition to a rather unique ground control station with the ability to switch frequencies up to 4, they also use a system of air repeaters. The drone flies and switches between repeaters. We knock one out, and another one is immediately put in its place. This is where the flight range, image preservation, and the impossibility of jamming it normally come from. This system of a single repeater network really hinders us, Yunusov said. He also noted that very wide variety of drones in service with the defense forces. The commander of the Kadirovites spoke about the tactical significance of drones. According to him, Ukraine is practicing isolating the battlefield on the border, including on the Snagost-Korenevo highway in the Glushkovsky district. FPV drones create dead zones at distances of up to 50 kilometers, and interaction with assault units makes them especially dangerous. Tours in Ukraine. FPVs can really create a dead zone at long distances. 50 kilometers is easy. The more crews, the greater the isolation. Plus, they have very tight interaction between UAV units and assault units. Any assault unit can request assistance, said AID.